The International Criminal Court is now in session. L'audience de la Cour pénale internationale est ouverte. Please be seated. Veuillez vous asseoir.
Thank you very much. Court officer, please announce the case.
Bonjour. Situation.
Good morning. The situation in the Republic of Kenya. The prosecutor versus William Samoei Ruto and Joshua Arap Sang. Case number ICC 01090111. We are in public session.
Thank you very much. Appearances.
Good morning, Mr. President, Your Honours. I appear for prosecution this morning, Anton Steinberg, together with Lucio Garcia, Lorenzo Pugliati, Thomas Franziger, and Grace Go, case manager. Thank you.
Defense.
The Ruto defence remains the same.
Mr. Sang's defence remains the same, Mr. President.
Good morning, Mr. President, Your Honours. Ashton Lawrence Sig for victims. Our case manager will join us in 1 hour. Ms. Caroline Hertz. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bonjour, Monsieur le Président. Natasha Schoder pour l'UNIF.
Good morning, Mr. President. Natasha Shadia for the VWU. Thank you.
For the record, Mr. Hooper, I take it your client is not in.
No, it's Hamlet without the prince.
Pardon me?
Hamlet without the prince.
In translated, Mr. Ruto is not in the courtroom today. It's that Hamlet without the prince thing that gets us into trouble, Mr. Hooper. All right. On that matter, Mr. Khan or Mr. Hooper, did you file your waiver?
Your Honour, we did. We did that on Friday.
It's good to know. And one more little matter on it. In the course of the debate last week, we had occasion to look at what paragraph 50 said. I've had another look at it again. Paragraph 50 of the Appeals Chamber judgment is not to be understood as inverting the whole decision on the understanding of unforeseen circumstances. That was not the context in which the Appeals Chamber made that comment about unforeseen circumstances. Appeals Chamber was basically giving one instance in which, in their view, the majority's view, they did not accept the argument that there was no discretion to permit excusal. They did not mean to say that excusal may only be granted where circumstances were unforeseen. They just gave one instance where they say, well, this is one reason why the argument of lack of discretion is unsustainable. That was the understanding of paragraph 50. And they also did not overrule the test of function where exceptional circumstances rooted on the incidence of function. They did not overrule the test for function as meeting the exceptional circumstance. Their concern was there is discretion, but it need not be seen to operate as a general rule. Excusal cannot be a general rule. That's their concern, and they communicated that quite clearly in the decision. Mr. Hooper, Mr. Khan, you have a motion you said you want to argue?
Mr. President, yes. Before we come to that, just a small matter, but for the sake of clarity, the transcript should be corrected at page 2, line 12. It's, of course, Mr. Ruto is not in the courtroom, not Mr. Steinberg. So that should be corrected. My learned friend, I'm happy to see, is sitting
yes, Mr. Steinberg is very much in the courtroom.
Very much, yeah. I'm very grateful.
It is Mr. Ruto that we were talking about. That is not in the courtroom
I'm grateful.
today.
Mr. President, we do have an application, and it's one, in fact, ordinarily I would say that could be made in public session. But I'm alive to the fact that there are certain sensitivities, and so perhaps the more prudent course is to go into private session to make the application so that there can be no blame on the defence. So, Your Honours, perhaps a private session to start with.
Then we go to private session.